Hi, it's Mark again here. Hi, so just following on from the previous video tutorial where we looked at percentages, we looked at fractions to decimals, and we saw the link between them all. So what I want to do on this one is just to explain that just a little bit further, so it makes it a little bit, hopefully a bit easier for you to understand how easy it is when we're working with percentages and the fact that where you are converting a fraction to a decimal, and that's what we're doing with a percentage. So if you're looking for a percentage of something, then we're going to look at that a bit more. So when we look at what a percentage is, just very quickly. So what I did do is I did say to you is that we move the decimal place. So depending upon how much, so if it's 50%, for example, we know that it's 0.5, but 50 divided by 100. So what you would do is you would move the decimal place 2 places to the left, which would then give you 0.5. Let me illustrate that just a little bit better for you. If we have a look at a blank slide here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a pen here, and let's see, let's get a colour for you. Okay, so if we think to ourselves, drawn with a mouse here, okay? So if we think that a percentage is divided by 100, so it's 50 divided by the 100, okay? So that's exactly the same as writing it as a percentage. It's exactly the same. Oh, I'm not very good with the mouse there, am I? That is terrible. Oh, Tony Hart, eat your heart out. Oh, anyone younger than me wouldn't know what that's about. So if we look at the fraction here, we think about the fraction, we think, well, to get that into a decimal so that we can then work that out as a percentage of something. So what is that as a decimal? So if we say that 50 is a whole number, now we don't tend to say with whole numbers, we don't tend to actually work with that decimal place, do we? And we don't say 50.0, but it is there because it's a whole number and there's no fractions, there's no further parts of this, there's no parts of 50, it's 50. So 50 divided by 100, because of the two zeros, so 50 divided by 10 would be whoop, with that decimal, all right, with the decimal point. So it would then be put there. But it's 100, so that's 10. We go 2 decimal places. So what happens is it goes here. So we move it from there 2 decimal places to here. So that would then be point. Oh, look at this. Even my dots, eh? So that would be 0.50. We don't tend to write the zeros, but we could. There's hundreds of them if you want them. They're free, don't worry. So we move the decimal place 2 places to the left by saying it's 50 divided by 100, which is 50%. So 50% written as a decimal would be 0.5. Now it goes for any decimal place. So if we had, say, 88%, that's the same as 88 over 100, because that's what the percent means. So if it's 88 divided by 100, well, if we write the 88, oh, jaggy 88, all right, and then we put the decimal place as it would be. We don't usually see it because it's a whole number, but we move it 2 places. So 1, 2, and it would go there. So it's 0.88, and that's what we write, is 0.88. Ooh, the fancy 8s, eh? Right, let's move on from that. So the decimal place movement. So like we said there, 25% is the same as 25 over 100. If we divide that out and make it into a decimal, let's convert it into a decimal so that we can then we can then see sums here and work out percentages of. So 10, you move it one place, but this is 100, so you're moving it two places. If you were multiplying, it'd go the other direction. It's as simple as that. So 0.25 is 25%. So 40%, 0.4. Just exactly the same thing. So there is a pattern here, and if we think about the pattern, we can have a look at it. So we could go on and on and on. 75% in decimal, that's 0.75. 88% would be 0.88. 15% would be 0.15. Okay, enough already, I hear you say. Right, well what we could do is we could then start to say that anything as a percentage, we can work out very quickly what it is as a decimal. Yes. Do be careful. If you have a small amount, such as, say, I've got my pen, I've still got my pen, so I've still got my pen here. So if we say 2%, that's exactly the same as saying that's the same as 2 over 100. So it's 2 divided by 100. So what do? We move the decimal point. So if it's 2, remember that it would be 0.0, because it's a whole number. Move the decimal place 2 spaces, because we're dividing by, so that is there, 2.0, and we're dividing by 100, so it's 1, 2. So it's over here. Well, because we've jumped 2, we better put that 0 in there. You could write a single 2 with a 0 in front of it, it wouldn't matter. But we're using the 0 now. So it's 0.02. That would be 2% as a decimal. There it is there. There is a reason for that. Because the next thing they would want to do is we want to calculate a percentage of a number. So we now know how we can get percentages as fractions and then as decimal. And we can see the pattern as well. So it's quite straightforward, just the movement of the decimal place. You can still do it in your calculator as well. If you want 2%. I just find it a lot quicker and easier. Alright, I'm going to leave this video here, and the next video is going to be working out a percentage of something. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.